everyone, and welcome back to the Taylor Seminars. I'm Hannah, and we're here with Exquisite, my co-host, and we are here to talk about how Taylor Swift turns life into poetry. Hi, Exquisite.
Hi, Hannah.
Did you hear how I almost fumbled that intro? And I was like, I just gotta
Yeah,
keep
I
going.
did. I did. You kept going. This is fantastic.
Yeah,
Today we're doing one of my favorites,
oh,
actually.
I, this is one I feel like people grew on a lot of people, but I got it from day one,
My
not to
God.
brag.
I saw that title and I said, she's doing this for me specifically. I love this song. I love how short it is, by the way. Like it is just me and Hannah were talking about this. It hasn't, there's not a bridge really. She's just going. And I love the fact that it's short and it's kind of like the music itself is kind of floaty because you just have it is the woman, and I hate it here, walking in circles like she's lost and she's
Mm.
looking in people's windows trying to find something. So it's like this short like rumination on being lost, you know?
Yeah, I feel like it's like a sketch, and not that sketches are bad. Sketches are their own art form.
Sometimes sketches are so beautiful.
Yeah, and it's just this poetic sketch. Just a little bit about the background info for this song. So this is track 25 on the Tortured Poets Anthology.
Mhm.
This one's a little special because it's produced by Taylor, Jack, and Patrick Berger.
Yeah.
And so I
And
don't
Aaron,
know.
right? Did I make that up?
What did you say? No, not Aaron, just the three of them. And so I'm not sure how this happened, like how I think, he did, he also, okay, this is what I looked it up on Genius. He also produced Slut.
Yeah.
So I guess she had been working with him, obviously with other songs. And then he's also worked a lot with, the Bleachers and a lot of actually, other collabs like obviously Jack Antonoff and things like that. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I love this song
I
and
love this
how
song.
and so yeah, let's just dive in. I'll start with the verse. I had died the tiniest death. I spied the catch in your breath. Out, 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 out. Northbound, I got carried away as you boarded your train. South, 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 south. A feather taken by the wind blowing. I'm afflicted by the not knowing. So, but we'll stop there.
Ugh, it's just so good. And this is like it's super poetic. This one. Again, I think you compared it to It's Nice to Have a Friend before, not on the podcast, but
Yes, yes, during our little pre-show warm up.
yeah, it is just so it's poetic. And I feel like it's so hard for me to like just read the words and not want to sing it, especially with the out in the south, the out, 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 out. Like it's so good. So what do you think that first line means? Because I think it's a bit interesting to think about. The I had died the tiniest death.
Yeah, so my first initial listen, I thought it was like I died the tiniest death when I spied the catch in your breath, but that's not actually what she wrote. So in that interpretation, it's like she saw his breath hitch and like maybe she said something and then his like he like kind of breathed weird. Like she's like, so, for example, something romantic, like, oh my gosh, like can't wait till we're married and we do this. And then she just sees him kind of like tense up, like you do like rom-coms. Um,
Hmm.
but then the I had died, like something happened, and then she spied the catch, excuse me, in your breath. And so I learned that the tiniest death means something else in French. Did you know
Le
this?
Petit Mort. Yes, I knew that. I
Okay,
knew
explain it,
that.
explain it.
Um,
Okay, I'll do it. Le petit mort is a French phrase. It's a euphemism for an orgasm. It's a
I'm
little
sorry, that was so childish.
it was a it's a so other people so I could also see it as like they had intimate relations. And instead of, being in a blissful post afterglow we stage, she just sees him not close to her. Like there's some divide, some
Yeah.
hitch. How about you?
You know how else I see it? Because I was seeing kind of like the Petite Mort. I got that. But I always envision things. And so for this whole section, I'm like, okay, in my head, they're both at a train station and she tells us about the train, so that's when I started envisioning the train. So I'm imagining these two people at the train station, and she's dying the tiniest death and spine because she realizes they're going in different directions. Like it is like I had died the tiniest death. I spied the catch in your breath. Like she's looking at their tickets and realizing they don't match up. She's
Yeah.
going north and he's going south.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see that too. I definitely could see it could be like there it's the beginning of the death by a thousand cuts, like
Yep,
the
they're
tiniest
not
death.
in sync.
Yeah. And yeah, so catching your breath, I was gonna mention this, but I forgot, is it's to like it's an idiom that means to pause and rest um more slowly after being active, so after intimacy. Or it could also be like to be shocked, right? It takes a short breath of air usually because it shocks you. So I think in this case, to me, it's like it's because it shocked you.
Yeah.
Um,
So
so
interesting. Like I think just those two lines are so interesting because you can take them so many different ways. To die a tiny death is also like that's an oxymoron. Like dying is dying, you
yeah,
know?
yeah. No,
She's like, I died a little bit, a little bit. I died a little bit.
I love, yeah. And so whatever, however you see it, on a train, in a bed, in, or even in just a conversation, right? That there's a split here, and it's a
Mhm.
split that is um
That becomes
like,
huge.
yeah,
And
because this out the six times, it just shows how far it's gone. Like it's not, you can't stop it. It's not able to be caught anymore or put back inside. Like it's spread like a miasma, like a plague.
yeah.
And so she got carried north and he went south. And if you don't
Yeah.
know this, they are opposite directions.
Yeah, wait, speaking of that as well, like the specific diction of I got carried versus you boarded is a it's like autonomy versus not. Like she got carried away, so she did not want to leave. Like they carried her. They picked her up and like took her north while he chose to go south. He boarded his train south.
Yeah, he had a ticket. Like
Yeah.
she got swept up in the crowd, like pushed on from a subway platform into a random train north,
Mm-hmm.
and he had this ticket punched south. And I think that's actually perfect. It's repeated, like a feather taken by the wind blowing. Like she's just a feather, so light and just can't
When
control where she's going.
no
Um,
choices.
yeah, and so,
And she's afflicted. Afflicted is such a good word choice.
so explain that.
Like, okay, to be afflicted with something is like, well, hold on, let me pull up the dictionary definition so I can tell you
Oh yeah.
before. To be afflicted, it's the past tense verb of like afflict, and it's to cause pain or suffering. So she suffers with not knowing.
The
She's just
disease
like
of
me.
not knowing. Yeah.
She's just like me. Like, oh my God, I'm gonna say it a third time. She's just like me. I'm afflicted by the not knowing, like the fact that she doesn't know where he's going, doesn't know why he left, doesn't know where she herself is going, or why she's being pushed away. That fate is taking her in an opposite direction. And because she's afflicted by the not knowing, that's where that so comes in at the end of that line. The I am so like affected negatively, derogatorily, I'm suffering from not knowing that. Do you want me to go ahead and like
Oh, before you go, I will say
okay.
some intertextuality here. Train is a super thing that Taylor loves to
Taylor
use.
loves the train.
Um, easy I come, easy the easy they go. I jump from the train. I ride off alone. Like excuse me, champagne problems.
Boarded the
He
night train.
yeah. I'm sure there's more. And so yeah, girl loves trains. Girl loves a good
Loves
train.
the train. And I think the reason I feel like Taylor loves a train is because trains, unlike cars, even though she loves a car metaphor, trains feel much more, at least to the person riding a train, out of your control. Like you can decide where you're boarding, but trains are just going to go and they're going to leave you. You can get on your own car and start it up,
Yeah.
right? You can hail a taxi, and taxi there will be a bunch of stops where you can get off. But when you're on a train, you're low key going until that train decides to stop.
Yeah, yeah, it's a journey that
Yeah.
requires it's like you said, like passive, in a certain way. Yeah, so now you can go into the chorus.
Yeah. So I look in people's windows, transfixed by rose golden glows. They have their friends over to drink nice wine. I look in people's windows in case you're at their table. What if your eyes look up and met mine one more time? Oh, oh, she's just like me. Okay. So literally, you just the imagery of I look in people's windows. Like that's a little weird. That's a lot. That's a little much. I've also seen this kind of like taken as when you're not thinking about it literally, to look in people's windows is to be like you're searching in everybody else's life. Hold on. There's a lyric where she's talking about searching in the crowd, but not in, oh my God, hold on. It'll come to me later. Um, but it's like searching in other people's lives. I've seen some people be like, "Oh, you know how like Instagram pages kind of look like windows?"
Like social media, yeah.
So it's like I'm looking everywhere and I am transfixed. I am so caught up. Like transfixed means she's like staring at them in a way she can't move. Like she is obsessing over other people's live. So Transfixed by Rose Golden Glows. That is a beautiful line. Rose Golden Glows.
Yeah.
When you
Yeah, for me, when I see these lines, like windows in literature, poetry, and especially in Taylor are portals, right? Like
Mhm.
she, it immediately makes me think of, what is it? The Midnight Song, Midnight Rain, Midnight Rain, right? Uh, so I peered through a window, a deep portal, time travel, right? Like
Mhm.
she's used windows a lot. Like I literally just went through a lyrics finder, right? Like, I looked through the, excuse me, I looked through the windows of this love, death by a thousand cuts, right?
Yeah.
Um, like windows are like literally they separate the outside from the inside. They separate two different worlds, right? And so um she leaves her windows open, right, and come in with the rain. And so when she's looking into people's windows, she's peering through a portal. She's in a world that she's not a part of and she wants to be in it. And it's so heart it also reminds me of like the Little Match Girl. So this is a really
Yeah.
sad, is it a Hans Christian Andersen story? I don't know, like some old fairy or like children's story. Basically, this little match girl, she's poor and so she sells matches for a living and it's Christmas time and she's literally just so cold. She's like, let me just light a match and she's able to look inside these people's houses and they have like Christmas parties, feasts. They're warm, they're happy, Christmas tree. And she
Yeah.
literally freezes to death looking in
Yep.
people's windows.
Also, I just remembered the song I was thinking of was Holy Ground, and the I see your face in every crowd. It's like she's looking, trying to find his face, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and she's
Yeah.
transfixed by these.
By Rose Golden Glows.
To
I'm thinking,
me, that's like, yes, like the little match girl, like seeing these beautiful
yeah,
Christmas scenes, but also to have
rose colored
rose, yes,
glasses.
rose-colored glasses, to
Yes,
have rose, yeah,
I'm
one brain cell, right?
fine.
So to have something like that's rose-colored is to see things in a positive light, right? Like it's everything's prettier and nicer. She also
Yeah.
kind of uses it in like I- uh gold rush, like rose blush. Like I don't want
Mm.
anyway. And but yeah, she sees, but you
Yeah.
know, like on social media, you see your people, friends drinking nice wine, right?
Yeah.
But then maybe they all just yelled at each other 5 seconds
Yeah,
before. Like you don't know.
exactly. Or maybe it's like maybe there's a couple at that table that isn't really working out. But for her, in the rose golden glow, it's like they're drinking nice wine. That should be me. Maybe you're in there. Like maybe that should have been us. And she's just stuck staring at these images.
Yeah. And yeah, in case you're at their table, like maybe you're there because she has this not knowing. And what if your eyes looked up and met mine one more time?
What
And I
would
think,
happen?
and I think that's crazy because if I were stalking my ex-boyfriend, ex-lover, and I was standing outside this nice restaurant where they were, and he looked up and he saw me, like that's the best and yet the worst possible outcome.
Absolute worst thing that could ever happen.
And yet she's willing to risk it, right? That's the thing, right? She's willing to be like, just so you could see me one more time. Like I want you to see me, but also like you would see me staring at people through people's windows and know that I'm a crazy person.
Yep. 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 Exactly.
Yeah, because she needs to know. And I think this is the hardest part of like a breakup is like, even though you know the breakup was for a good reason and needed to happen, and you know that you need closure and you need to do no contact, there's nights where you will stay up for hours thinking, what if?
Yeah. I also think the production on this song is so spacious. It really does. It's like this is someone who is just wandering. Like Jack, you ate that. I'm so like Jack, they could never make me hate you. They could never make me hate you, Jack.
Yeah. And then, is it my turn? Yeah. You
Yeah.
had stopped and tilted your head. I still ponder what it meant. Now.
Mm,
I tried searching faces on streets. What are the chances you'd be downtown, downtown, downtown? Does it
mm.
feel all right to not know me? I'm addicted to the if only. I wish you guys could see Exquisite literally mouthing the lyrics along. Um, but it is no, like it is so poetic and so okay, let me just yes, let me Exquisite, you can compose yourself while I
Yeah.
like so she remembers this moment, right? Like he had stopped and tilted his head, right? Like maybe they were having a conversation and he stopped and he just kind of looked at her like something funky had happened, like what? Huh? And now she's like, did that mean something? So ponder
Was
means to
that
think.
something? Like, was
Yeah,
that when he decided he was boarding a train south instead of coming with me north? Like, was
yeah,
that when that happened? When did this happen?
yeah.
Uh, what is that? Oh my God, I'm just losing all my lyrics. This is crazy. But you know, in Evermore, I think the song Evermore, where she's like, she stops. Oh, I rewind the tape, but all it does is pause at the very moment all was lost. Or like any of those times where Taylor is singing about doing something and stopping and remembering. And she's like, was that when it ended? Hold on.
Yeah,
Because why are you tilting your head? And I have to know.
yeah. Um, and she has to know it now. Like, like not just know it
Yeah.
now, but even and also I think it's also even now, right? Like it's
I still ponder.
yeah, it's a haunting, which again, girl loves a good haunting
He
and being
loves to
haunted.
be haunted.
And so then yeah, and then it goes back to what you said about I search for your face in every crowd, right? Like um it's also, I mean, she's done this before too. I see your smile on unsuspecting waiters.
Hmm.
Um, and then what are the chances you'd be here? Like she's just, yeah, she's girl is spiraling basically. She just can't
Yeah.
stop.
This reminds me of the one with the I thought I saw you at the bus stop. I didn't though.
Oh yeah, and it could also be Cardigan chasing shadows
Yeah.
in the grocery
Grocery
line.
store.
Yeah. Um,
I knew you said he wasn't really expired. Anyway, continue.
yeah,
Sorry. I got
because
swept up.
she's addicted to the if only. Like she's an addict.
She cannot stop. Like it is if only. She's like, in my excuse, I have none for digging up the grave another time, but like I'm addicted to if only. But also the line right before I'm addicted to the if only sends me into a spiral on a good day, and on a bad day, I'm already down the drain. Does it feel all right to not know me?
Yeah.
Like, do you feel good not knowing anymore? Like, you used to know me better than anybody else. You were my best friend, and that was the worst part.
Yeah.
Like, does it feel all right to not know me? Phew.
That's a devastating line. I mean, when you're
Especially,
going
yeah,
yeah, when you're going through a breakup, that's I think what especially if it's someone you still love, right? Like you still have so many dreams and hopes like wrapped up in this person and all of a sudden they've left you, whether they've ghosted you or they've, you or whatever. You even if you broke up with them, right? That's idea of like I thought you loved me and now you're never going to know me and you don't want to know what's going on in my life. Like you don't want to know like what I'm doing or how I'm feeling. Like
like you don't know me anymore. It's crazy, especially when it's someone who like knew everything about you. And I just have this errant thought sometimes when I'm thinking of this, and I'm like, in the Speak Now era, if and I'm thinking about Back to December. And Back to December is like an answer to that question. Had someone asked Taylor that, to does it feel all right to not know me? And she's like, I would go back to December because it doesn't feel okay. And now she wants someone to answer that to her. Like, does it feel all right? Like you knew me inside and out, and now you don't know who I am or who I'll become. And I'm addicted to that if only. Like if only you would answer that question and let me know.
But she will never know. I'll
Never ever.
I'll always wonder.
And I wonder, will I always wonder? Like,
Oh,
oh my God.
yeah. Why don't you read that last chorus?
Which is ridiculous. Taylor's like, LOL, we're gonna end this song. So I look in people's windows like I'm some deranged weirdo. I attend Christmas parties from outside. I look in people's windows in case you're at their table. What if your eyes looked up and met mine one more time?
Yeah.
Oh, Taylor.
Oh, Taylor. Yeah.
Oh, Taylor.
This song, not this song, this deranged weirdo part, she's very much in this album has, like said, like, I was supposed to be sent away. They're supposed to come and they forgot to come and get me, right? Like she's had this like even like Who's Afraid of Little Old Me, like she's supposed to be like she was this crazy woman in, up the street, right? Like she already feels so not herself, right? And she gets it. She's like,
Mhm.
I but I will also say, like, putting a little line there, like this is very common for people who go through breakups where
Yeah,
like they are just like, I still have their location on and I still check it. Like I know I
yeah,
shouldn't, but like I check it. Or like
yeah,
I still stalk their Instagram stories. I know I shouldn't, right?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I'm also thinking like so I look in people's windows because it comes off I'm addicted to the if only, and I'm just thinking about someone who is sick, and because she's afflicted by the not knowing, addicted to the if only, and it's like she is so stuck living in the past she doesn't realize like people are inviting you in. I attend Christmas parties from outside is like both she's looking at other people having Christmas parties, but it's also like
Outside
we want you
herself.
to, yeah, or it's outside herself, or also like we wanted you to come in, we invited you in, we wanted you back in our lives, but she's so stuck in the past and like making herself a ghost. She's not even realizing they want her. Like, come inside. You don't have to stand outside our window. Come in. And she's not connecting with anybody because she's stuck imagining if onlys instead of living in the present.
That is such a sad interpretation. Wow.
I know. Poor
Thank
guy.
you slash no thank you for that.
They wanted her in. Like, come in for the Christmas. We see you outside the window. And she's like, I'm a deranged weirdo. And they're like, that is our friend who won't let us reach her.
Yeah. And she's still looking in people's windows in case you're at their table. And then she repeats that, right? Like, what if your eyes looked up and met mine one more time?
And
And
then the
that's,
way the one more time is sung is just so sad.
yeah.
One more time. Like, it's so sad.
And the thing is, like, it's also crazy because we don't get any thoughts of her after the what if your eyes met mine, right? Like, she
Mhm.
can't, like, there's no continued daydream. It stops there. And that's, I think, really scary because it's like she doesn't know what would happen. Like, would you want me back? Yes, no, maybe.
Literally.
Would I run away? Yes, no, maybe. Would like it's and I think maybe she's too scared even to like think about what would be past that because maybe it'll be worse. Um, and yeah, and so for me, this song is like really heavy. Like it's so light, actually, the production. Like it's as not as in light as in like there's nothing there, but like it's kind of I don't know, not buoyant, but
It's
it's just
space. It's spacious.
it's spacious. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a
And
great word. Yeah.
strong.
Yeah, but the material is so heavy.
Yeah. Like it's like she tried to give us room to breathe because the speaker has no room to breathe. Like they can't breathe. They're sick. Like afflicted again, sick. Addiction is a sickness, is also an illness. So she's sick. She's literally sick.
She's literally sick and she has no connection. She's literally outside.
She's cut
Um,
herself off. She's just floating.
yeah, wandering in circles like she's lost. Um, and yeah, I think that is so sad. Um, but
Also, it's so short. Taylor, stop making short songs. You know better.
okay, but I do think that
I get
like
why it's short though.
yes, this song and It's Nice to Have a Friend are like my babies because people
I
don't
love
get them like I do, like we do. Yeah.
Nice to
So,
have friends. There would be no folklore without you, and people don't realize that.
yeah. So, I have a special place in my heart for this song. It is
Actually, you know what's like really tearing me apart? Now
what?
that we've replaced have a friend, that this song could literally function as the direct sequel to It's Nice to Have a Friend.
Oh, don't say that.
It's too late. I'm saying that.
Oh
And to the song, it's
no.
so short. I'm about to go there. I'm going there because I'm really upset about it, actually, because It's Nice to Have a Friend also sets up this like super sweet relationship between these two lovers that started as little kids. School bell rings, walk me home, sidewalk chalk covered in snow. Lost my gloves, you give me one. Wanna hang out, sounds like fun. Video games, you pass me a note, sleeping in tents. It's nice to have a friend. Like, that's so sweetie pie. It's so cute. And then by the end, they're married. Like, rice on the ground looks like snow. Like, she has someone that's like walking around with her. They're going in the same direction. Like, they both go to school together. They're asking each other questions. Like, you've been stressed out lately? Yeah, me too. Something gave you the nerve to touch my hand. Like, they're so connected. And she has something that's grounding her. And then by I look in people's windows, that connection that used to ground her and they used to be on the same path, is no longer. And so now she can't help but like look at other people in their windows and just
You
be
missed you missed the saddest part, I think, right? It's like
I want to give you something.
feels like home, stay in bed the whole weekend. And now she's looking into other people's homes because she has no one.
Because okay, and also in it's nice to have a friend. Call my bluff, call you babe, have my back every day.
But now they're going north and south. They're literally opposite directions.
Their backs are to each other, but not in the way they used to be.
Oh, that's really sad. Um,
Why would I say that?
this is all your fault.
Why did I say
You're a terrible person.
Why would I say that? Oh my God, why would I say something like that?
Um, I will say, in preparation for this episode, I did look up if there were any references to north or south outside of this song, and there actually aren't. This is the first time she's used the cardinal directions of north and south. She has done east and west. She's done dive bar on the east side where you're at. She's done, but there's robbers to the east, clowns to the west. So this is the first time she's done north and south.
Which is very interesting because I feel like when you think east and west, people aren't thinking distance, but people are thinking distance when you think north and south. North and south are so polar opposites in ways that east and west don't have that same connotation, which is kind of funny and silly, but it's true.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot. There's some more. So yeah, so dive bar on the east side, third floor on the west side,
And in
right?
P,
Yeah, Robert to the east, Clown to the west, and then there's also like the West End and like Lover and stuff like that. But it is crazy that yeah, in Delicate, I think Delicate's the best example. Like dive bar on the east side, and then third floor on the west side, and
mm,
then and then this song has northbound and southbound.
as you boarded your train, like he made the active decision to
Yeah.
go. She was getting carried away north. And it happened at the same time he was boarding his train south. So like she couldn't even go with him and it's afflicting her.
And
Making her sick that she could
but
not go.
he could
And
have
he
boarded the train north when he saw her getting
exactly.
carried
He saw
away.
her. He saw the fact that her life was taking her north, and instead of being like, "Let me get on the train north, north as well. Let me make that active choice to go with her." He boarded a train south. He said, "I'm going to go as far away from you as possible on purpose."
Oh no, you're getting mad.
I'm sorry. I'm about to get mad. I'm about to get mad. A feather taken by the wind blowing. I'm afflicted by the not knowing. I don't know why you boarded that train south. And now I'm stuck floating because you decided to do that to me. I'm about to get pissed off.
Yeah.
Don't make me mad. And you know what kills me is that because she's floating, that's ultimately what leads her just getting on her hands and knees and praying to God to fix it.
Yeah.
i.e. the prophecy that comes next week.
Yeah. Well,
Deep
yeah,
sigh.
deep sigh. We are gonna um yeah, we're
Try
gonna
to
have a
get
time.
2 episodes without
This
getting mad
yeah,
exquisite.
this is like the volleyball, where they like set the ball for the spike next
Mhm.
week.
Mhm.
But
Oh,
yeah.
the prophecy episode is gonna be so fun. We
Uh,
need an emoji for this
oh
episode.
yeah, I mean yeah, let's
A
see.
feather?
A
No, feather.
feather.
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
do
we
feather.
do a feather. Let's do a feather. There's definitely a feather emoji. I'm gonna look it up right now. But
And usually being light as a feather is a good thing for people.
yeah.
It means you're
Um
unburdened, but here it means she's untethered and unhappy about it.
yeah. She's literally not able to um change course on her own. And she's yeah, forced to
Oh
be.
wait, it's in the poem as well. That poem that Stevie Nicks wrote her, she was headed towards the sky.
Oh. Okay, hold on. I'm
That's
gonna
enough of that. That's enough of that. But it's not.
yeah. No, it's yeah, if you don't know this, Stevie Nicks wrote a poem for Taylor in the TTPT album. It's like behind the CD. And so yeah, it's let's see. Oh, she was way too hot to handle. He was way too high to try. Oh yeah. He couldn't even see her. He wouldn't open his eyes. She was on her way to the stars. He didn't say goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Um so
Oh,
th so thank you, dear listeners,
yes.
for tuning in. Please leave us comments, follow us, hashtag, not follow us. Please comment and talk to us with hashtag anthology seminars, but also, follow us and send us a little coffee via Ko-fi. The link is in the show notes and our bio. And we can't wait, guys. The prophecy episode's going to be so good.
Gonna be
You
so
guys
good.
aren't
It
ready.
may be 3 hours long. Like, I don't know. We're
It
just
it made.
yapping.
All right. Well, thank you all. We will talk to you guys soon.
Bye bye.